Hey guys, thanks for tuning into Beanie TV, where I offer you sprinkles of spiritual sassiness. How are my manifesting mamacitas and miracle-minded men doing? If you're new to my channel, hi! 8 things that I have unlearned. I am deciding to focus on the number 8 because I will be 28 next week. So yes, I know, please don't comment saying, oh my god, I thought you were 24, oh my god, I thought you were 23. No, I'm African, black don't crack, and like, we look good. I have very good genetics and we look great. Please don't comment below saying how you thought I was 22, okay? Because when I'm 90, I will look 50 on your ass. Okay, so 8 things that I've unlearned. Body positivity. I never really lived in my body. I had a body. I had breasts very young. That made me feel very uncomfortable in my body and sexuality very early. I remember wearing like tank tops and not wearing a bra and seeing like people looking at me in a sexual way, and I felt very, very uncomfortable in my body very early. I've always had breasts. I'm a 34D, and I just remember like, okay, like that was my thing. I don't have a big butt, so I was like, okay, I got boobs, I got personality, okay. But I never and I never just felt at home in the temple. And I'm so thankful and grateful for like I'm grateful for the women's movement. I'm grateful for body positive images that I'm constantly feeding my spirit every day, because now I'm done. I'm done looking at my body and thinking, oh God, I don't have any abs. Oh God, like my butt. Oh God, my arms. And I'm like, you know what? I'm done. Every day I practice looking at my body naked, and I'm just like, yo, you are amazing. You look amazing, and your body is beautiful. And I just thank God for what I have, because it could be so different. You know what I'm saying? It could be so different. So I've decided like, I'm done. Like, I grew up thinking that my breasts were like saggy because I had them all my life. And then one of my friends was like, no, Abina, you have great breasts. I was like, I do. So now I'm just like, you know what? Everything that I kind of learned when I was younger about my breasts and my body, I've unlearned that. And I'm like, no, my breasts are beautiful. I'm beautiful. My body is beautiful. And in all of its, in all of its organ massness, all this bodiness, like, it's awesome and it's beautiful. And I refuse to let anybody tell me otherwise. Second thing that I've unlearned is that I am ugly or unattractive. Now it's like, when I was younger, again, this all comes from when I was younger, I had 2 best friends. One was like brown skin, big butt, long natural hair, and then one was like light skin with green eyes. And then there was like me, like the super deep skin, crazy African girl. And people were not checking for me like that. And anyone that was checking for me, I was like, oh my God, you want to be with me? Okay, I want to be with you too. And that was a whole nother thing like that, you know, messed me up romantically. But I used to think that I was just, not that I was ugly, just like unattractive, right? And I kind of just let myself like coast in that. Like I just believed what people said. And of course I was getting made fun of all the time in middle school and high school about my skin tone, because it was very deep. And I think people equate I don't like using the word dark skin, but like deep skinned women with like masculinity, or that only men can be dark skinned. Like, I remember one time this kid was like, oh my God, Abina, you are the lightest girl I've ever seen. People used to like call me burnt toast. People used to call me damn, she black as hell. Like, I used to get that all the time. And it would kind of just be like, one of my friends was like, well, you know, Abina, everyone has like that one flaw. My entire skin organ gotta be a flaw though? So I had to unlearn that. It wasn't until 2012 when I shaved my head off and people were like, oh my God, like you're like so pretty, you're so beautiful, like your skin is amazing. And I'm still, you know, trying to accept my skin tone. I'm now loving it, okay? I'm now loving the tone of my skin. I love how I look without makeup. I love how my skin looks in the sun. I'm now doing that. This is all about unlearning what people force on you when you were younger, when you didn't think that you had a mind of your own. Like, so I'm unlearning. And sometimes, guys, I still walk around like, if there's a really, really attractive person, I'll be like, oh, okay, they're not checking for me because I'm like, I go back to my middle school self of like, oh no, like I'm like too skinny or I'm like too dark or whatever. And it sucks, but I'm learning and I'm doing better and I'm growing, and that's what it's all about. It's all about growth. I've had to unlearn comparison. Comparison is not real. What does Joanna Scammer say? She's like, you don't compete when you don't compare, or you don't compare when you don't compete. There is no need to compare my life with anyone else's life. My journey is my journey, and it is given to me by the Creator. Your journey is your journey. It's given to you by the Creator. How dare I compare where I'm at with where you're at? I don't know what you have to do at night to get through the day. I don't know. You don't know what I have to do at night behind closed doors to get through the day. So I will never sit here and like, of course I've had to unlearn that. I've had to stop checking for other people. I've had to stop looking at certain people's Instagrams. I've had to unfollow people. I've had to just like really take a break from social media and looking at people's highlight reels and being like, you know what? This is my life. This is where I am. I feel good in this. And I'm not checking for you because, again, I don't know what you had to do to get that. I don't know what you had to do to get there. Maybe what you had to do is not something I feel comfortable doing or am capable of. So I've had to let go of comparison and competition and be like, yo, like my journey is mine, my path is mine, and it's all good, and it's ordained by God. So how can it be less than or greater than anyone else's? I've had to unlearn forcing shit. I've had to unlearn forcing friendships, and LA has really taught me that forcing friendships, forcing ideas upon myself, forcing career moves that I think are right when they're really not. When you're forcing something, you're not allowing the flow of God to work through. And that's really what surrendering is, right? Allowing the God that is within you, the God that is above you, to do the work, because we can't do it in our own. Excuse me, we can't do it in our own power. So not forcing things, going with the flow. It's a little hard for me. I'm an Aries. My whole thing is I equate hard work with success, and just being able to go with the flow is a very new thing for me, and not forcing stuff. But when you are forcing something, your spirit feels it and you don't feel quite right about it. So I've had to understand, okay, if it feels flow and easy and good, and my spirit feels good about it, then I'm gonna go that way. I'm gonna go with the flow. I'm going to be like a leaf in a river, you know. I'm going to go with the flow. Wherever it goes, I'm going, not forcing nothing, not forcing anything. um I've had to unlearn that sex is not everything. I used to use sex as a way for someone to like me, or someone to be in a relationship with me, someone to love me. And none of these are true. Like, you spreading your legs does not equal love at all. Sex is a beautiful thing, sex is a natural thing, but that will not make someone stay with you, respect you, or love you. Like, no matter how good the yoni is, it doesn't matter. Like, so I've had to unlearn that. I've had to say, okay, I'm not gonna sleep with this person. I'm gonna take my time before hooking up with this person. I'm going to get to know this person. And it has served me well. And going forward, I'm just so excited that I don't have to use my body to make someone see that I'm awesome or amazing. Like, I'm so thankful that I've been able to unlearn that. I keep looking at my phone because I have a lot of things to unlearn. I've had to unlearn my perceptions of God. And this is actually a more recent thing. But God is everything. God is deep. God is vast. God is not limited to Christians. God is the creator of the universe, the like everything, the galaxies that we don't even know exist, the depths of that. God is space, God is presence, God is in everything. God is in the person that designed the chair that I'm sitting on right now. Like, God is in you listening and watching me right now. God is everything and cannot be put into a box. God is not, just because someone mentions the word God doesn't make them, like a crazy Christian or anything like that. God is for everyone, God is in everyone, and God is just too, you can't comprehend God. You cannot comprehend God, to put God in a box and say, okay, God hates gays, or God doesn't like this, or God doesn't like that. God is not a human being in any way, shape, or form. We are made in his image. We have the power to create like God, but God is like mind-blowing. And God is love. And God is amazing. And I can't put God in a box. I can't comprehend God. I don't even think I could comprehend like a tenth in this lifetime of what God really, really, really is. So I've had to beautifully unlearn that we cannot put God in a box. That romantic relationships hurt. This was something that all of my romantic relationships up until recently have hurt, have been hurtful, have been like, they didn't choose me first, I wasn't the only one, like crying and all of this stuff. And that's not what romantic relationships have to be. They don't have to be drama filled. They don't have to be full of hurt. They don't have to be that way. And if it is that way, that, and more often than not, then that is something that you and I don't want to be a part of. Like, it's 2017. Like, if something doesn't feel good, we gotta let it go. Like, of course, if you're in a healthy relationship, yes, you are going to fight, you're going to argue, you are not the same person, right? But if it's constantly just straining and forcing and you're fighting and da-da-da, it's like, no, leave that. Because you want your romantic relationship to be a reflection of God. You want it to be whole, complete, perfect, just awesome, amazing. You want to be in a romantic relationship that adds to your life, that does not take away. So if you're in a romantic relationship and this person is taking energy out of you and draining you, it's like, no, that's not what love is. That's not what romantic relationships are. And again, back in the day, I used to think, oh, okay, this hurts, this is good. Boundaries. I didn't know that I could say no. I used to let anyone do anything all the time, whatever. And I used to be so hurt and so angry. And I'm still dealing with that, still going through those motions. But like, I can say no. And I can trust myself. And I can trust myself to make decisions. And I'm confident that I know what I'm doing as of right now, And being able to say, hey, look, like, I don't want you in my heart space. Or like, hey, look, I don't really want to do that. And it's okay, because I am the most important person in my life, right? I'm first. Self-care, self-love, self-worth, all day, every day. And to have the power to say no, to have the power to confidently say no, has stopped me from really putting myself in dangerous situations like how I used to. And it's really allowed me to just be freer by putting up boundaries around my heart space, around my life, in my mind, has allowed me to just be free in who I am and be free in my decisions, and has helped me to trust myself, has helped me to honor myself. So if you have not started using boundaries and saying, look, we're not going to do that, I'm not going there, I'm not doing that, I encourage you to start, because your life will dramatically change once you start putting up boundaries and giving yourself permission to say no. So this was more of a ramble. It wasn't perfect, but I am perfect. I am perfect, whole, and complete, and so are you. And these are the 8 things that I've unlearned, and I thank you guys. I want you guys to if you were like me and you used to just be like a mess and you're still like low-key a mess, I hope this video encourages you to make some shifts in your life and in your being. And I thank you guys for tuning in. I feel like I had lipstick on my teeth. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys next video.